Welcome back to another video.
Videos. Do not obey. Stay woke.
When the horse stood up.
Ancient spiritual technology. Demon. Videos.
Heard any stories from your nanas or pawpaws?
Okay. Peace. What's up, guys? It's me, Do Not Obey, and let's get into a quick video. Now, we're talking about the eye, okay? The eye of the Sahara, tomatoes. Y'all should know what I'm talking about. Atlantis, allegedly. Now, Roger says that this was a real eye, which I do believe as well, and that it belonged to some type of creature. And here's a little bit of evidence in my eyes and his, love the eyes, to prove it. Let's roll, y'all.
Bonjour, mes amis. I just received this morning about the Rickard structure, which is the Eye of the Sahara. And they're claiming that they found an ancient Roman map that shows Atlantis, the Eye of the Sahara. Well, Herodotus had a map that showed Atlantis there with a question mark. Whether it was there or not, he wasn't sure because it happened prior to his time, but he showed it there. And I am going to tell you right now, that's not only the Eye of the Sahara, that is the eye of a creature. I'm going to prove it to you right now. All right, this is my paper about Atlantis and Plato and describing the Eye of the Sahara. I mean, it's very, very simple to understand. And that was in 2015. I had done all my research, and there was always no question whatsoever in my mind, and I wanted to discuss it.
He did this back in 2015. It's 2024. He's doing this video. To me, it's like an update for those that watch him. Y'all got to check out his channel. I'm telling you, he's telling the truth.
Destroyed for talking about it. They destroyed me for everything I did as far as the giants, the dragon, the giant fish, Atlantis, all the stuff we've been just misled about. And as Plato clearly says, he describes the earthquake activity, not volcanoes whatsoever. It wasn't a volcano. It sunk into the ocean. At that time, there was an ocean there. And even here it is, right here, look. This is, well, that's the Eye of the Sahara. And I'm going to tell you right now, that is an eyeball. That was an eyeball from a giant creature. Nobody can accept these kind of things. Now, here is Herodotus.
It's not that people don't want to accept it. It's that people cannot let the true information get out. Because we know there were giants in those days and giant other things. And a lot of us were giants too. And a lot of beings that came up in, out, and around this dimension were big as hell too. And most of them still are. You know? So I love Roger. But it ain't that people can't accept it. It's already been understood. And they don't want to tell the truth.
Oh, yeah, here it is. Here's Herodotus. Herodotus had Atlantis over here, same place. This was all unexplored out here when Herodotus was around 430 BC. Okay, he was before Plato. And he talked about the giants, he talked about the dragons, he talked about all the ancient things that were written. And Plato was after him. And he shows Atlantis being possibly here. And these are the pillars of Hercules, whatever, and of course that's Italy. And this is all they knew about at that particular time. And the dragon ran all the way across here, all the way across the top. And Atlantis was right under the giant fish. And I know for a fact the Eye of Atlantis the Eye of the Sahara was an eyeball. A literal eyeball. And if you can tell me any ophthalmologist that will discuss this with me and tells me that's not an eyeball, stay away from that person. All right, this is an eyeball. Now, weathering would change this a little bit, but you have all these straps coming into each one of these layers.
Like, oh, let me move his hand. Hold on.
To pull it back so that you can focus.
Right here. So what we're looking on the screen is when we went back to the picture of the Sahara or Sahara. I'll throw a picture up like right here to show the structure in the earth. That is exactly what we're looking at. All the little open things around it, the little fibers all around it, all the little jagged holes. Like that is an eye. It's an eye, y'all. It's an eye.
Right, and these are all these little tiny straps, and I mean they are tiny, and they hug up just like this. You see a big one comes in, and then it splits into a whole bunch of little ones. They go one right after the other as they come in. Well, let's take a look at the eye of the Sahara and see if it makes any sense to be an actual eyeball. All right, we're going to look at this in extreme detail, but just a quick glance at it. That's the eye of the Sahara. Well, what does the actual eye look like when you look at it close? So that is an eye. I claim that is also an eye. I claim this is also an eye. And this was from a friend of mine, Tish Egerton. She found this pretty good size eyeball. I mean, she holds it in her hand like that. And it's right here. This is the back of it. And what can we see inside this eyeball, if it is an eyeball? Well, we see this. You say, well, what is that? It looks like it's somebody's dungarees or something like that, some kind of pattern, quite obviously. Well, what could it be if it was an eye? Could it be the optic nerve? Okay, so let's just go over this a little bit. I showed you the eye of the Sahara, and I claim all of these little filaments coming in are the same things that you see in a normal eye.
There it goes.
Like this.
There it is.
Well, and they come into little tiny filaments, and they spread out like that. They come in one main shoot, and then they spread out. I at first thought they were canals coming out to little inlets that came up to boat docks, because that's exactly what it looked like on Atlantis. There you see. I'm going to show you this very, very close up in a minute, and I'm going to show you something else, which will be the shocker du jour. Now, I did show you the eyeball, and I claim these are the rings, as you can see the rings and so forth between them, and that's literally the eyeball. And behind it, I showed you that this was the back of it. It was apparently laying flat like this, and this is the back, and inside this pocket here, we see this. And I'm going to tell you right now, that is the optic nerve. And how can I say that? Well, I can say it because of this. That's the optic nerve.
It's just a giant ass eyeball. Like, it is what it is.
Optic nerve.
I just wish they would
That's
tell
all of this stuff here. These are taking impulses from your eyeball, and your eyeball can go like this and in and out. It has all kind of muscles and little twisty things going on, and you see all these things happening in the eye of the Sahara because it is an eyeball.
It is.
And I will show you this right now. You see this? This is right on the outside edge of the eye of the Sahara. These are those optic nerves.
Yeah.
And I can show you all of this stuff coming out from the eye. Here's the eye. All of this stuff runs back from the eye in that channel. Now, let's take a real close look at what I thought originally when I was first looking at it. I thought it must be rivulets, channels with these little entranceways, because they're so uniform. They're everywhere. It looks like they made little boat docks coming up. You see how... I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, wow, they've made little channels coming in everywhere. And then the channels ran over to these little boat docks, and they had them all over. Like, look at this. If you look at that, as a matter of fact, I was thinking maybe they even had some boat docks or something. And that's still a possibility, because it was an eyeball that had petrified in the desert, basically, or was an island in the ocean at this point. Now, you look at all of this stuff running back here. Follow this. If you got to understand biology. You see this coming out here? It goes all the way around, and then it gets obscured by this, but it comes back out here.
that goes out of the.
All right, if you look at if you're an ophthalmologist, you'll understand what this is. This is not just little rivulets coming out here. This is the nerves that run your eyeball. Right? You don't get these kind of abrupt transitions for nothing coming out of an eyeball with all these filaments coming. They're all over the place. Eyeball is a very, very sophisticated device. And because of mud fossils and being able to see this on this scale, we've learned a ton about biology nobody knew before.
Yeah, because I know in hell.
You got to get biologists.
I'm gonna tell y'all, it's amazing because they show us stuff in school on a smaller scale, like smaller eyes and stuff, instead of bringing in a giant eyeball. Because I know they have it somewhere under the Vatican, allegedly, or whatever museums, anywhere, any building that looks abandoned. They got this shit somewhere. Okay, and a lot of it's still spread it around. That's why they've been trying to destroy, build over stuff, build over it, wash it away, build over it. We are living on top of lies.
This and say, what is going on in this interface between these fibers and whatever that is? All right, they're going to find some new organ systems, which I already did find the fluid-filled highway interstitium. But you can see the whole thing wraps around and it comes back out. And these different colors are different transition metals, which means there's different molecules in those different layers. One of them might have a little more metals. Well, they do have different metals in them. I mean, that's what these colors are, is metals. And you come around to the edges, it's just stunning. Whatever this stuff is here, I think I know what it is. I'll show you what I think it is. There's this stuff here.
There you go. I'm telling you, like, it's right there. He's telling us.
And there's the optic nerve. It runs all the way down. So where I was way back up here somewhere.
My thing is, where did all the giants' bodies go? Where did all the giant stuff go? Where is it? These museums of these dinosaurs and big bodies of them, man, what? Where's the rest of this stuff? Where's the people in the Garden of Eden? There were monsters in those days. It's in the book. And the monsters were not allowed to talk to the Adam and the Eve or whatever. Where are they at? Just think about it. Like, where are they at? So I'm going to end it right here. The video's like 49 minutes long, but he gets into a lot of great, interesting stuff. The name, I'll, have the credits and stuff on here. I love Roger to death. I just want you guys to understand that that is a real eyeball. It is the eye of the Sahara, because it was a real eye. That's why they named it that. People knew what it was. Oh, they just keep so much information is right there in front of our faces. So much stuff has been washed away, and so many things right now as we speak, as far as history and my culture, as far as the word slave is trying to be changed. Just think about it. If they can change that right now in 2024, which they're trying to do. Imagine his story, how many times his story, whoever the hell him are, been changing their stories. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I always say, do not obey. Stay woke. Peace.